So worm composting. For me, this is my favorite composting. First of all, you're feeding them and they love to eat organic waste. And second of all, they're helping you turn food into compost. There are only like 3 varieties of worm that actually you can use. They're not normal worms that you find in the ground. And the more food you give them, the more they can reproduce. I got this from a hardware store. I like to buy this because it's secondhand. So this is a picture of what the inside of a worm compost bin is. There's holes all around your bin for oxygen, from here to the top, basically. The point is to leave oxygen to go in, but not to have big enough holes that the worms escape. You can make a hole and put a tap, leave the tap open, and have a little bucket underneath, and collect this rich, amazing fertilizer. And you can put this fertilizer on your plants. It's good to dilute it because it can be quite strong. And at the bottom, we do like a filtration system where you can put gravel, you can put some small stones, pebbles, and that helps to drain all the liquid that comes out, because not only do you have liquid of the vegetables, you also have the pee of the worms. The pee is a really, really good liquid fertilizer. It's really, really valuable and it's high in nutrient content. They call it liquid gold, actually. You have the filtration system at the bottom. He's using bricks, but I use sometimes old carpet. So old carpet or a cotton pagliazza that's really old, just some fabric or a towel to stop the food going down into the filtration area. Then you start off the system again with with browns. You put the base, you put a lot of browns, carbon-based materials. You can put some hay or paper, cardboard. It's good to have it at the bottom because it will absorb a lot of the moisture. And then you start doing the layering. There's already some compost made, and then the worms are over there, and then on top they have more organic waste and they have carbon. So every time you put the organic waste in the bin, you put the carbon on top. Organic waste in the bin, carbon on top. The most important thing about a worm compost bin is to keep it closed, because as soon as they get a bit hot, they'll try and escape. And you don't want them to escape. Obviously, you don't want it to be so hot that they'll die. The worms live in the top 18 centimeters of a compost bin. They like to live at the top, they make the compost and they go up. Depending on the size of bin you have, sometimes it takes quite a while. If you're not in a hurry for the compost, you can just leave it for some time. I have different bins, some have flaps, some don't have flaps, and I take out the top bit with the worms and I take out the compost. Make sure there's enough water, just like a plant. You know, if you open it and it looks really dry, put water. If it looks quite moist, then you don't need to add anything. And you don't need to worry about there being too much water, because it's going to naturally drain out for you. And what comes out is really good for your veggies.